Hey folks, Adam Brian Dada here with another conversation on the low reward video series. Today is going to be a little introduction to branding and why I tend to pull away from it. There are a few items that I actually do support, personally support brand fandom of, but in general I've kind of lost my interest in it. And branding, I think it's adopted by a lot of men. We typically find that the guys that are most brand sensitive tend to be the worst consumers, the kind of guys that you really don't want to have around because brand fandom is viral. It's very easy to fall into brand fandom. Part of the conversation that we want to fall back to as a foundation is why brands were so important and why they aren't today. And if you go back, let's go back 100 years, let's go back 200 years, let's go back and maybe pick a real popular brand today that was also popular before. Look at a brand like Louis Vuitton, well-known consumer brand today that everybody, all the famous people want to wear and promote. And even today, you see a lot of rich people who maybe aren't famous, who may have been fans of Louis Vuitton. And when you look back at the history of that, what did they make? They made leather gear. They made travel bags, suitcases, luggage. They made briefcases for men, purses for women, very expensive ones, exotic animal skins, or even just expensive leather creations. And back in the day, it meant something. You were buying a very quality product that you knew there was going to be support for. It wasn't going to be something that just falls apart. Today, you see it at the outlet stores. And the outlet stores typically are places where people who don't know better go and buy stuff that is low quality, but may be licensed by the higher end brands. But let's talk about Vuitton again. Back in the day, 1940s, 1950s, travel was just beginning, was just starting. Plane travel was really just starting. Most people who wanted to cross the ocean did so on a boat. But now that consumer travel was happening, the rich were the ones who really were the only ones who could afford to get on an airplane. I know when my father and my mom came over to America in the 60s and 70s, they took boats. They weren't rich by any means. But the rich were the ones who first started airplane travel. And the rich were the ones who first started luxury boat travel. And they wanted to have suitcases, luggage that actually held up, so they bought Vuitton. It was expensive, but it meant something. Now think about 1940, think about 1950, think about 1980 or 1990. If you wanted a high quality good from China, or you wanted a high quality good from Italy, or you wanted a high quality good from France, did you get on the internet and buy it? No. Did you get on the internet and look at comparisons and reviews? No. If you were a very rich person, could you even call Italy? Did they speak English in Italy? No. If you were a very rich person and you wanted something very high quality that would last and have support, did you get on email and send an email and say, hey, tell me about your product? No. You went locally because that's all you had. Even rich people couldn't call Italy up or France up and talk to them because they didn't speak English then. This is as recent as the 90s, maybe even as recent as the zeros, the noughts, the aughts. The wealthy and the powerful didn't have the internet. They didn't have international communication. Even the ultra rich, they relied on going to the boutique, the local boutique, and seeking out quality products, even though they were expensive because they needed them, because they were stepping into that world of travel, that world of going to business meetings. And the brand meant something back then because all they sold to were the rich. Ralph Lauren didn't market to the poor, the middle class. They didn't care about that. These were custom goods, handmade goods. You would go to Louis Vuitton because Louis Vuitton had people that spoke French and Italian and Chinese and Japanese. People who would go all over the world securing quality materials. And they could afford to do that because you were paying $10,000 for a piece of luggage, $6,000 for a briefcase. And that was because up until the 90s, the wealthy needed the boutiques. They needed that local middleman who would go out and seek out good quality goods, good quality workmanship, whether it was the shoe cobblers, or whether it was the purse makers, or whether it was the briefcase creators, or whether it was the jewelry makers like Tiffany and Company, who actually went out and found the master craftsmen, the people who would pour the silver and the gold. And what happened today, though? Today, why would the rich need that? Did you know back in the 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s and even the aughts, the rich still purchased fashion from brands? Although it wasn't off the rack, they still did. But today the rich don't do that. The celebrities don't do that. Why? Because any moron can call China, Japan, Italy, France, and they answer the phone in English. Any moron with a couple of $1,000s can start their own fashion brand in the Orient or in Europe. So why would any moron celebrity creating a fashion brand, why would any of them bother to buy anything off the rack? And that's what scared the Vuittons. That's what scared the Ralph Laurens. It scared the hell out of them. They're saying, oh my God, our rich celebrity customers don't need us anymore. It was a race to the bottom that any idiot with money could call the manufacturers all over the world and have their own product line created. So they twisted, they tilted, they pivoted away, and they said, we can't sell to rich celebrities anymore because they're making their own product. Who are we going to sell to? Let's sell to the morons at the bottom end. Let's sell Louis Vuitton and Ralph Lauren and all of that stuff to the poor idiots who know of our brand name because of a lifetime of being marketed by the wealthy celebrities. Oh, we could never afford that. Well, now they can because we make the stuff at the bottom level of quality. We don't care anymore about quality. We don't care anymore about custom workmanship. We don't care anymore about the best, rarest animal hides. Maybe we'll just make it out of PVC vinyl and call it leatherette. So when people go out and buy brands today, they're not buying it because it's quality today. They're buying it because the memory of quality in yesteryear. Celebrities used to buy the expensive goods because they could afford it and it was high quality. But today a celebrity wouldn't be caught dead in brands of any kind unless the celebrity is being paid to wear that brand, or maybe they'll so-called collaborating on it. It's true of shoes. It's true of coats. I mean, look at North Face. Look at Under Armour. Under Armour is literally leggings for fat men. It's literally bra. It's a bra for fat men. Under Armour is a brand that's made for fat men to look less fat. Think about the 20s when women had to wear corsets to keep that curvy appeal. But it really wasn't everyday women who were always wearing it. It was the celebrities pushing a look, a culture of consumerism on average Jane. Today we have Under Armour that's being not only worn by large men, but promoted. They're excited to say, look at me in my Under Armour corset. Isn't it incredible to think about? If you have Under Armour, think about why you wear it. Makes you look slimmer and more muscular. I don't wear that stuff. I wear looser clothes because they tend to be more comfortable for me, but they do show off that I don't have the fat person obese physique. I'm not going to wear Under Armour. I'm not going to wear leggings. Why would I do that? Because I don't believe in the brand. I have my own brand. My brand is unbranded. I do have a few things where the brand matters. I wear Rolex watches. People always ask me, why do you do that? I wear them because they're going to last 100 years. I can't make my own watch. I tried it. I contacted a watchmaker in Italy who put me in touch with a watchmaker in New York who put me in touch with the watchmaker in China, and they had made a watch for me to the tune of $8,000, and every 3 months I had to send it back because it didn't keep time. But now I have this guy, which I've had for 20 years now, from the 80s, and it holds plus or minus 2 seconds. No battery in it. I don't have to wind it. And the thing is 20 years old, and it lasts, and it holds its value, and I could rent it out when the sheiks come into town or when the rappers come into town. I rent it out. I get my $500 when I rent it out, and I get it back, and it's good as new, and it doesn't cost me anything long term. And I like having a watch, so that way I can peek at it without pulling out my phone and telling someone that I'm absolutely bored with whatever we're doing. So there are a few items of brands that I actually do seek out because I know they still make a quality product that I can't outsource with my own name on. I can't get branded with my brand. So I absolutely have to go and find someone who makes a quality product. But when it comes to clothes and fashion and luggage and briefcases, the reality is most of it is crap. I still buy Briggs & Riley because they still have a lifetime warranty that actually matters. But a Briggs & Riley suitcase that I just bought cost me $850. And you can't buy it at Walmart. And they don't have a thrift, they don't have an outlet store brand. So the idea of the branding that used to be about seeking a high quality product is no longer about that. The reason those brands exist is because they had previously been a high quality product. They had previously sold to the celebrity masses, the wealthy masses who actually cared about having a quality product. But once those celebrity wealthy masses no longer needed a quality off-the-rack product because they could call China or call Italy or call France and make their own brand that they could sell to the masses, those brands had to pivot. And they pivoted by becoming consumer-oriented. Now, if you buy those brands, it doesn't mean that you're a consumer moron, but you should assess it. You should assess that question. Am I attracted to brands because of a given reason of quality, of support, of fit and finish? Or am I attracted to those brands because I'm being advertised to whenever I watch a rap video, or whenever I watch a football game, or whenever I watch whatever it is? And are some of those brands in existence because they are in my head telling me I have to do this? For example, the Under Armours. Do I purchase them because I feel like I'm required to own this, to be cool? Peer pressure. Am I wearing it because I'm a fat dude and I want to look skinnier, so I'm wearing a corset for men and leggings for men? If that's the case, then you have to ask yourself, at what point did I force myself into that mindset? When it comes to brand seeking, every brand that we say we love, the lower reward man has to ask himself, did I buy this because I was programmed to buy it? Or did I buy it because I considered it and it made efficient sense and it's something that I need to wear for whatever reason? Maybe it's a raincoat, or maybe it's a winter coat, or maybe it's rock climbing gear, or maybe it's any of those lifestyle functional items. If you're spending money on it and promoting it on the logo on your chest, or promoting the logo on your hat, or promoting the logo on your shoes, ask yourself, who is becoming enriched by this? What celebrity told me to wear it? Made me think I would be cool for wearing it? A lot of you guys wearing your damn sneakers, which is insane because they're plastic. They're polyurethane. They're not even natural materials. There's nothing healthy about wearing that junk. But you have to ask yourself, am I promoting this brand to enrich someone else at a cost of my own income, my own savings, my own ability to invest? And if you're a woman watching this, I don't know the answer. I only know the answer for men, because that's why the series was created initially, to have the conversation with men, because I am a man. It doesn't mean women can't enjoy it or learn from it or modify behaviors from it. But I know from a masculine perspective, I'm the one who should be making the brands, not promoting another person's brand. I do not want to promote Under Armour. I do not want to promote outlet store Ralph Lauren or outlet store Louis Vuitton. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to promote my brands, which I don't do under my real name. I do it under my sock accounts. So part of this conversation is, can we discuss what brands we're wearing today, what brands we're buying today, and why do we buy them? Why are you buying Ford and Chevy? Why are you buying Under Armour and Fruit of the Loom? What's the reason for it? Is it because it's a quality good that you know will last a long time, or have you been programmed to get it? And if you've been programmed to get it, who's doing the programming? Something to start the conversation of. Leave comments on YouTube, no matter where you're catching this video, because that's where I'm interacting. It's one of the few places I haven't been banned from yet. I'm Adam Brian Dada, and this is the Lower Reward video series.